All right, trucks at Michigan, the legacy one. Normal setup here for trucks. Steering ratio, steering offset, do whatever you want. And lap times for this might be different than what you're seeing because I'm doing this before the switchover, and the weather might be different for your session to mine. But this is essentially full throttle qualifying. Not quite super speedway qualifying because you gotta keep the car under you. It does get a little loose. Big things just to remember is that turn 3 you're going to need to enter a little wider than turn 1, and then we're going to be aiming at that first seam, that second lane line. And you really don't need to be all the way up the top for this run up. You actually want to be kind of pointed down, or else you're going to slide up the track a lot. Okay, so turn 1 is a little wide. We're going to get most of the way up, and then we're going to turn down fairly early, get it down to the seam. I'm going to start to want to slide a little bit as the corner goes on, just to try to keep the rears under you, and then just try to keep them as engaged as possible as you drive off the corner. Turn 3, going to go a little bit wider, turn in a little bit sharper, really try to get to that seam. You can cross over it a little bit if you want. Going to want to slide a little bit, but you just want to keep that almost straight line under you. You can go to the apron to get a little tiny bit of time here, but I'm going to go for a second lap. You can see how we didn't gain that much with the run, just a little bit, but this will probably end up paying off. Going to go a little bit wider into this corner, see if we can get a little bit more of a run here. The wider you take it, the easier it's going to be, but the lower ceiling your speed is. If you can enter earlier, then you can cut a little bit of the track, but it's a little bit harder to handle. Okay, we're gonna go wide again here. Right on that seam, a little bit looser than I want to be. And you can see that time start to bleed away a little bit because of just that one little slide. So that's all you want to do is you just want to avoid taking that right rear and sliding it through especially 3 and 4. That's where it's easiest to do it. Is it worth going over an instant replay? I don't think so. It's full throttle. You start wide and try to keep the car under you, rotating but not sliding your tires. These trucks are a little bit underpowered, so it's going to be pretty dominant on the bottom until the tires start to wear off a little bit. Then people will start moving up to the top, but just know that like the very, very top might have some marbles up there that are tougher to deal with. I think that for this race it's going to be a lot of drafting, obviously, and the best position that you can be in is just really able to even hold an outside a little bit, but you just need to run a line that doesn't slide your tires, because the moment you slide your tires really bad, you'll get freight trained by like 5 people who had good runs. So it's almost just like picking a line that you're most comfortable driving. And for me, that line is usually just getting on this seam and then just letting the car rotate. Like you can slide a tiny bit, but it's like when you have that full slide, like you can see how much time I'm losing there. That's enough for like 3 people to draft by me, right? So you can enter shallower into 1 and 2 if you want, because the corner's a little wider. Not going to have that much of a steering angle to worry about. Oh, hit the wall. But it's all about just finding those lines, taking those wider arcs, making people have to take more uncomfortable lines, and you're just basically trying to get them to disengage the right rear while you keep yours engaged. And you do that until the tires start to fall off, and then you just ride. You just ride. I mean, it's going to be fairly single groove unless there's a huge tire disadvantage. So really a lot of that racing is going to happen at the beginning. And so that's why that drafting is so important. I don't think you should be lifting for people. I think bump drafting is completely fine on these long straightaways. So it's just about what you guys want to do to maintain your position. Usually that, in my opinion, at places like here, California, all the bigger 2-mile tracks, I think it's very important to be aggressive. All right. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope to see you all on the track.